I've got 5 nonfiction books that I'm recommending you for Hispanic Heritage slash Latina Heritage Month. First, we got In the Dream House by Carmen Maria Machado, a memoir told in vignettes of a lesbian Latina who is experiencing domestic abuse. Their memoir folds in different cases where queer people are going through the court system that is supposed to protect them from their manipulators, from their abusers, but because they're queer individuals or the person who committed the action is a queer or BIPOC individual and they don't fit the usual status quo of masculine abuser, that their cases are thrown out or not taken seriously, and therefore they're not getting the protection that they deserve. Defectors by Parra Ramos, The Rise of the Latino Far Right and What It Means for America. If you've asked yourself at any time, why did Latinos vote for right wing extremism, which is very much against the immigrant experience? This talks about the history of Latina communities under various regimes, under dictatorship, the way that assimilation specifically preys on those experiences of people because there is a monopoly on news networks and the way that news is told outside of the United States to these people before they come to the United States so that they have this preconceived notion against more liberal ideologies. Even if you're not really into art like I am, I still recommend reading Latinx Art, Artists, Markets, and Politics by Arlene Davia. It really talked about the Afro-Latina experience creating art because art is a product of culture and art actually also informs culture. It's culture informing culture. We're in an interesting place in history where white-run art institutions in some areas are trying to create platforms for Afro-Latina voices, but they don't know how to necessarily protect those voices or promote them in ways that are conducive to what the artists are trying to do. It talks about the struggle that Afro-Latinas have against art galleries and art spaces that are more ready to promote white passing or white Latinas first. Our Migrant Souls, a meditation on race and the meanings and myths of Latino by Hector Tobar. The author is a professor, I believe, at UCLA, and they go across the country, much like doing a large map or regional examination of their first generation, second generation Latinas and how that informs their politics. It feels like it's taking the pulse on Hispanic communities. It's an introspection as to the way that we see each other. Then I have So Many Stars, an oral history of trans, non-binary, genderqueer, and two-spirit people of color by Caro de Robertis. This is a collection of 20 people who are interviewed by the author, stories and lived experiences based on questions that the author had for these individuals. It's very beautiful in the sense that there's a lot of hopefulness into this, but they also talk about hardships that they went through. There are Latina people in here, there are Afro-Latina people in here, there are Asian people in here, there are people from many different cultures, many different walks of life. Let me know in the comments if you plan on picking any of these up. I hope you do.